Welcome to the Zebra Family channel. If you have not subscribed, please click the like button, share and subscribe. It's free. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are around the world. This is Zebra Family. If you have not subscribed, can you please click the red button and subscribe? You will be welcome. You're welcome to do that. I just want to talk about EFF and DA. Helen Zille of the DA had an interview whereby she was interviewed before the elections. She was asked if she will ever work with EFF, and also asked about working with ANC. She declined all those things. She said it will never happen. But what we see now, DA is desperately want to work with ANC. What is their plan? Wanting to work with ANC. We all know ANC, there is a lot of corruption that is in within the ANC. Should ANC make a mistake of working with DA, this is what is going to happen. They will have agreements and everything. DA will be sweet to the T. They will not object anything until the deal is done. Once the deal is done, they will demand certain positions, very key positions. Say Stine has a demand to be a deputy president of the country. So when Stine gets the position to be a deputy president of the country, they will negotiate that, smiling, everything will be okay. And ANC, if they agree on that, they have solved the country. Why I say this? The reason is Cyril is a compromised president through Pala and under scandals that we don't know, even including the CR17 documents that are sealed in court. Those are things that are going to hunt Cyril. We have to look at the bigger picture. Why DA now is flexing muscle to want to work with ANC? Not because they have numbers. There is a bigger picture that we have to look at. And the bigger picture is they will get the key positions whereby they know that now we can start to turn like, you know, when you drink beer, everything is nice. You have the nice feeling of cold beer and everything, but once it's in the stomach, then it tends to do something else. You become drunk. It's exactly tactics they're using. Once they get the key positions, then they will turn around and start raising all those things that Cyril is being compromised of. There's a lot of people in the ANC in the top 6 top positions of the country from the ANC because they have been governing the country. So, with my little understanding, then automatically, once they make sure that Cyril step aside, because Cyril, we all know, he has a case to answer. How he got the money for the sealed documents of CR17. The Marikana case is still on. The Pala case is still on. There are so many that we don't know. How much he is still in the government and all this, we don't know. All those things, DA, they have those things. Then once they start this game, automatically, Stine will become a president of the country. Then he has that power now. Then they will start to team up. No matter what the other organization will be saying, doing whatever, he will be the president of the country, Stine. And that will be the downfall of ANC in all levels. ANC doesn't look at the bigger picture. Not because they don't want to look at the bigger picture. It's because ANC is compromised. Most of the top brass of the ANC are compromised. These people, they have something about these people. Even Paul Mashatile, they have something on Paul Mashatile. Nobody's going to survive. They are just making a big mistake, ANC. They want to take the country back where it was before. I'm happy that EFF has showed and they have said no. Whatever GNU or whatever coalition that is involving DA, they are not part of it. They said it plain blank. We as South Africans, we are looking at the numbers that DA has numbers. EFF has got no numbers. But they have numbers to form a government with the ANC. And PA or IFP involved in that. It is very dangerous, or the country is in a dangerous situation now. When EFF started the slogan of saying 2024 will be their 1994, we can see it's happening now. It doesn't matter EFF didn't get big numbers, but they will still be in government. And they are there to stay. And their age is on their side. And above all, EFF leadership is got very educated people who know what they are doing. Looking at this organization at 10 years, what they've done, they own a building. They're not renting. That proves that this organization is a serious organization. You like them or you don't like them. And Helen Zille, in the same clip, you will hear Helen Zille talking about EFF, that is the only organization that is got a backbone. They know what they stand for. You can't turn them around and say this, now they want this, you come, whatever you want to bring to them, to swing them to start to talk different language. They are straightforward. They've got their own policies. They are never shaken with their policies. They are sticking to their policies. And Helen Zille is smart to say that. As much as DA has its own policies. And he really said, Cyril doesn't know what he stands for. And most of the people in the ANC, they don't know what they stand for. They flip-flop every time, do different kind of things. It's true. So, we will listen to what Helen Zille had to say, and Floyd Chimbambo, what Floyd had to say too, about the coalition, or you call it coalition, or GNU, whatever you want to call it. But EFF has put their foot down that anything to do with DA, they've got nothing to do with that. ANC can go on and do whatever was done in 1996 or 1994. Whatever GNU, whatever that kind of GNU they had with the National Party, it didn't work.
So you will never be in a coalition with the ANC?
Well, I don't see them as coalition partners. They'll destroy the DA.
If the conversation ever comes up? Because it's really just a phone call.
Well, no, it's not a phone call. That's the problem. It's not a phone call. And it's not bargaining around positions. Coalitions are very complex things that require very complex agreements.
So you're saying, you as a DA, you wouldn't pick up that call?
That's not my call. I'm not the leader of the party.
Well,
my job is to keep the rest of the party running so the leaders can make the call.
Would you pick up the call?
Well, my personal take is that it might once have been a prospect when Cyril Ramaphosa posed as a great reformer.
Okay. It's 5 years ago.
Yeah. But the interim and the last 5 years have shown me absolutely not. The ANC is endemically corrupt. They're only involved and focused on staying in power to keep their fingers on the purse strings. And they don't have any inherent capacity for reform.
What is the one thing that has disappointed you the most about him as president?
His lack of courage. I know Cyril not well, but I do know him, and I did work in an extended cabinet with him for a while. Let me say that I think he's basically a good man, but the one critical ingredient you have to have in politics is courage. And I don't think he's got that.
And that's the one, that's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's a deal breaker. I mean, to fix South Africa, you're going to have so much courage. You've got to have a backbone of steel.
And he doesn't have it. Is there anyone within the ANC that has it?
I don't know everybody within the ANC, but anybody in the top positions, absolutely not. I mean,
The top 7 now.
no.
Coalition with the ANC, rather with EFF. There was cooperation in the city of Tshwane a few years ago.
I was dead opposed to that. Dead opposed to
Really?
it. Very. I mean, that caused my first polarization with Musi and others.
It gave you Mayor Msimanga. That was that time when Mayor Msimanga became mayor.
I know, but
You say you were dead opposed to it, but
I was dead opposed to a cooperation agreement with the EFF. Dead opposed to it.
why were you opposed to it?
Because we believe in completely different things. Our job is to oppose the EFF. Ultimately, South Africa is going to come down to a contestation between what the DA believes and what the EFF believes. The ANC doesn't know what it believes. It's all over the place. The EFF knows what it believes, and the DA knows what it believes. The DA believes in constitutionalism, the rule of law, non-racialism, the social market economy, and progress for all. That's what the DA believes in.
Are you saying if I was to put a Cyril Ramaphosa on that chair, he will have different opinions to those beliefs?
I don't care what his opinions are. I want to see what he does.
Yeah.
It's very easy to say things, but can you do things? Can you become the government, let's say, of a city or a province or a country and do the things that are necessary to get progress? That's what's important. And to do those things, you need a lot of courage because there's a million people pulling you down all the time. And people in the media who don't know what they're talking about, gabbling on all the time.
And the possibility, because we're going to have meetings very soon, within the next 3-4 months, where political parties like yourself will be sitting around the table saying, we only need 10 seats in parliament. We only need 7 seats in parliament. We only need 15 seats in parliament. And those conversations will get to a point where we say, maybe we should call it Julius. And you're saying that'll never happen.
It'll never happen. Look, I'm not the leader of the party, but it'll certainly never happen under our current approach to things now.
Yeah.
We're not going to form part of any government with the Democratic Alliance. We're not going to sit alongside the Democratic Alliance and Freedom Front Plus in government as the economic freedom fighters. And we are not desperate for positions in government. We're not going to do everything in our power so that we're appointed into cabinet or we become speakers of parliament and all of those things. We're not going to sit alongside the land thieves. We're not going to sit alongside the people who got to benefit unlawfully for a very long time from colonialism and apartheid. We're not going to sit alongside them and constitute the government of South Africa. If the ANC wants to choose that route, they can go ahead and do what they did in 1994. Racism is still a reality. Poverty of our people is still a reality because of this government of national unity. If there's going to be any government of national unity, there must be clarity of what unity, what are you uniting on? And our agenda that we are placing is that it must be the land question that must be at the center of what unites whatever government is going to be constituted. Must be a common agenda to improve the lives of our people because our people are still on the margins of the economy. It must be an agenda to provide free education. Must be an agenda to protect workers' rights and interests, to enforce minimum wages in all the sectors where they are applicable. That is what the agenda should be all about. It must not just be about position sharing.
So let's analyze this and try to understand both DA and EFF, where they stand as of today. So, family, let's not forget to hit that red button, subscribe, like, and share. I don't know what is your opinion on this after listening to it. Let's put our own opinions respectfully, and let's not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ngithanda nonke ngothando luka love. Lapho nikhona khona ngithi bravo, bravo, bravo.